Hi everyone. I'm going to show you some of the databases that I think may be useful to you when you're trying to do your short story research for Mrs. Radbill's project. So the first thing that I wanted to point out are just some general things for researching. First of all, whenever you try to sign into any of the library's databases, you'll see a screen that looks something like this. And for your username, you will type in your 7-digit student ID number, and you will only type in the number. Do not include at chclc.org. You do have to do that for many other things that you try to sign into, but if you do that here, you'll be told that you're putting in the wrong username and password, even if you are doing it correctly. So for username, you only type in your 7-digit number, and then you put in whatever your same password is for all things school related. And then you'll simply hit sign in. You should only have to do this one time. I think it'll stay for an entire day once you sign in, so you don't have to do it for each article or each database that you attempt to access. But it will come up at least once. You need to show that you are a Cherry Hill East student who has the right to access the paid resources that we have. Some just other general researching ideas. Ms. Greenblatt and myself are the Cherry Hill East Library Media Specialists. Ms. Greenblatt is currently on leave, but her and I can both help you out with anything research related that you need assistance with. You are not on your own when doing research. I'm going to show you in this video some places that I think will be helpful in general for this project. But please keep in mind that if you are running into trouble or you can't find the specific information that you need, you can always reach out currently to myself and also to Ms. Greenblatt when she comes back from leave. The best way would be to email, and then we'll get back to you as quickly as we can with helping out finding the specific information that you are looking for. So let's now go into some of the databases that I think are going to be useful. The first one is in our reference ebook collection, and it is a series of books that are called Short Stories for Students. So you're going to have this file, and if you click on the link here, you can then open up to get into our Gale database for ebooks. And it looks like my computer is going to let me right in. I must have been signed in already, so I did not have to authenticate again with my username and password. But if you have trouble getting in, just refer back to slide 2 here for what you need to enter. Okay, so here we are in the Gale eBooks database, and we're searching specifically this series of books, which is short stories for students. So you can start by typing in either an author's name or the title of the short story that you're looking for. I'm going to go with Edgar Allan Poe's Telltale Heart. And once I start typing that information in, it will bring me to some information within the short stories for students. So if I click on this first one that came up, it will give me a synopsis of the story, a little bit about the author, plot summary, characters. And if you continue scrolling down, you'll see themes and a whole lot of other information on the short story itself, some historical context. And if we keep going, you'll get down to a critical overview. So the very first place I would suggest that everyone tries to find this information is in this ebook series, Short Stories for Students, because these have the most useful information, I think, for you. And then from here, we can continue searching and researching in our other databases. But I would definitely check this out first because I think this is going to be the most comprehensive resource for you for the project that you're working on. So I'm going to close this tab and go back into the slides. The next database that I think will be useful for you to try is called JSTOR. And JSTOR has a lot of information in general on all kinds of topics, all kinds of research that you could be doing, academic, scholarly type research. So if we go into the JSTOR link, again, you'll have to authenticate if you have not already done so. Oh, and it did come up for me this time. So I will put in mine as a teacher. It's a little bit different than what you guys use, but I will put in my username and password to then get into JSTOR. And from here, I can try the same thing, typing in either the title or the author of a short story, and some information comes up within JSTOR that we can use. If you look over here on the left, there are different ways that you can refine your search results by looking at different subjects or changing the publication date, other ways that you can try to narrow down some of the 68,000 results or so that you may be getting. But I just want to go into this second article that came up, and we're going to see that it is actually an ebook that we are looking at, and it's somebody discussing the short story that Edgar Allan Poe wrote for the Telltale Heart. So if I go back to my search results and continue to scroll down, I just wanted to show you that you may need to do some additional searching through the titles that come up in order to find articles and information that is going to be useful to you. So just hunt around, see what you can find. And again, if you're having trouble, just send me an email and I'll see what I can do to assist you with the rest of the information that you're trying to find. Okay, so that's a little bit about JSTOR. And then as we go through the other slides here, they're pretty much going to operate about the same. There's the Literary Reference Center, which is from EBSCO. And I'll just briefly show you a little bit as to how this database works. Again, we're authenticating through the East Library, so you may be asked to enter your username and password. And then as we go through here you'll find your search results in the middle, and then also some of the refining features that you can use in order to narrow down some of the information that you are getting here. And then the next one, Gale Literature Criticism, is going to look very similar to that first one we used, where you can search in here for Telltale Heart comes right up. It gives us an overview and some other articles and things that are related to the short story that I typed in. And finally, there is the poetry and short story database also from EBSCO that I think may be useful for you to try out and see what you can find within there too. The last slide is just a link to the virtual reference library in general. So this was the very first one that we used where we got the short story ebook series. And within here, you're now searching the entire collection of ebooks. I put that one in there. I'm not quite sure if it's going to be that useful to you. I think definitely the short story series is going to be more useful, but I added that link in there in case you think that you need it for doing some further research too. I hope that you are able to find some useful things within these resources. And again, if not, please do not feel like you are on your own. Reach out and I will do my best to try to assist you in any way that I can. Thank you.